right, man. Ticket TV, for y'all who doesn't know already, you should know if you're tuning into my channel. I told you guys that Stephen A. Smith is a extra butter milk biscuit eating coon. He licks scraps off the floor, and he's just a sick individual. He is a buck dancing Sambo sellout Uncle Tom. That's exactly what he is. There's no other words for this jigaboo. Now, the Charles Oakley situation, I told you guys before. I've said this numerous times. I compared uh, and parallels the situation to a James Dolan. How these owners feel ownership of players and this, that, and the third. Draymond Green came out and said the same thing. Stephen A. Snitch came on TV yesterday, apparently, and ripped him Draymond Green over that. And I didn't even report on that shit. I could have put it up, but I just got sick of the nigga. But since he wants to keep coming back and doubling down on his buck dancing, I'm back on his ass again today. No homo. Now, let's get right to it, man. Charles Oakley was asked about the parallels that he saw between James Dolan and Donald Sterling, and this is what Oak had to say. And then I want you guys to hear this buck dancing, Sambo, sellout, jigaboo of a coon, Stephen A. Snitch.
Quote, he's definitely a control freak. He's got everybody in the garden on pins and needles. The other owners know this. That's the bad thing about it. They are going to let something happen like it happened with the LA Clippers. It's just that bad. Stephen A. Smith, you've been all over this. Talk to me.
I'm incredibly disappointed with Charles Oakley. I really, really am. I know that he was done wrong by James Dolan.
See, so you know he was done wrong by James Dolan, but you're disappointed with Charles Oakley for being something you could never be, and that's a fucking man and standing up on your own too and holding your nuts like a man. You're mad about that, Stephen A. Snitch? Huh? So, yo, I am sick. I'm calling ESPN again. I've already called them one time today. I'm calling them again. I promise y'all, they're going to get tired of hearing me call up there. I'm going to call up there every single day and on the weekend until Stephen A. Smith is off the air. Period. All y'all got to call, man. I'm going to put the toll-free number in the description box, man. Everybody got to call and complain about this buck dancing sellout.
Or recognize that he was done wrong by James Dolan. But to remind our audience nationwide and the folks here, Charles Oakley met with the commissioner and James Dolan face-to-face with Michael Jordan on the phone. Michael Jordan is the owner of the Charlotte Hornets. He doesn't have time for this, but he made time because this is one of his best friends in the world. He got on the phone, representing Oakley essentially. No lawyers were involved. They had a discussion. James Dolan looked this man in the face and apologized. The commissioner, basically, along with Michael Jordan, tried to quell this situation. The banishment of Charles Oakley from Madison Square Garden was immediately lifted.
Listen, all that don't make no, all that doesn't mean nothing, man. The damage has been done. See, this is what buck dancing coons like Stephen A. Smith don't understand. Once the damage is done, you can have 1,000 meetings. You can say this, you can say that, but it's already done. This is almost like, for example, fellas, if you've been faithful to your girl for 10, 15 years, and then you find out that she went and she did something, stepped out on you, you always gonna look at her a different way for the rest of your life. Stephen A. Smith don't understand that. This man was dragged out of MSG. Dragged out of MSG. After he was surrounded by security who came over to where he was sitting at first and staring at the man, which obviously is going to get him roused up because why are you all coming over here congregating around me, staring at me? I'm watching the game. And the way Stephen A. Smith talks, he would have been the same way. The way he bloviates about how tough he is. Oh, what security coming over here staring at me for? I'm Stephen A. Smith. What's wrong with y'all? I got a ticket. That would be him. So this dude, man, a lapdog for white supremacy, marches on TV and says this buffoonery every single day. Oh, and because they lifted the ban all of a sudden, oh, it should be good. And big ups to Charles Oakley, man, for slamming Latrell Sprewell, Patrick Ewing, Larry Johnson, and all of them. Said he ain't got no respect for him. He lost respect for him. Said Oakley, he protected Oakley all those years on the court. Oakley couldn't even speak up for him. I mean, Ewing, excuse me. Ewing couldn't even speak up for Oakley. What type of cloth is these niggas cut from?
And regardless of what you feel about what James Dolan did or what James Dolan said, there are 3 security personnel for Madison Square Garden who have legitimacy for a criminal case against Charles Oakley because video show.
That's bullshit. Because first of all, they put their hands on him first. If you watch, the security guard touched him first. Listen, Kenny the Jet Smith said this the best. Only thing they had to do was send one guy over to Charles Oakley and said, hey, can I please speak to you in the back? That kills all of it. That kills everything. And Stephen A. snitch. Yes, snitch. Oh, they could have went and got the police on you. They could have, they got cases. They got clear cases. Man.
It was him putting his hands on them when they were instructed to ask him to leave the garden, which is perfectly within their right to do because they were instructed.
False. It's not in your right to ask a man to leave the garden when he has a ticket. If he was banned from the garden, they would have never let him inside. So cut the shit, man.
Instructed by the owner, their boss, to do so. And so when you consider all of that, and that the commissioner and Michael Jordan convinced James Dolan to drop all of that, to shove all of that aside, not only that, apologized to the man to his face, and simply said, look, as an owner of the New York Knicks, you want to be a part of the family. He said, I can respect that. I'm willing to allow that to happen, but I can't let you do that and then turn around and read in the papers that you're insulting me. He said, why would I invite you to do that? So there was no resolution that was reached. Charles Oakley was accurate about that. He did need time to contemplate things. He's accurate about that. But to depart from that meeting, having gotten, with the commissioner having gotten involved, with Michael Jordan having gotten involved, to Dolan to make basically 99% of the concessions, the only thing he didn't do was apologize publicly to Oakley. And then for Oakley to...
And that's the thing. Why did he apologize publicly? Because of his pride. Because his pride as a man. That's why. So dudes like Stephen A. Smith want you just to lay down. Oh, man, he apologized, man. You should have just went ahead and let it go, man. He apologized, man. It's all good. See, that's the problem, man. People think that they can push us around, man, apologize, and that shit gonna be good, man. It's the same thing. I'm gonna take it to here. Same thing with Emmett Till, man. Y'all know about the boy Emmett Till. The girl lied on him all those years, man. Think she can come out and say it now and it's just gonna be all right. All those years passed. It's cool. Nah, it ain't cool, man. And this situation ain't cool, man. And again, like you said, the man didn't even come out in public and apologize. He said all this stuff in private. But he said everything else about Charles Oakley in public, right? When he criticized him publicly, right? When he talked about, he alluded to him maybe having alcohol problems and anger problems. He said that out loud, right? Yeah, okay. Okay.
Depart from that a couple of days later, after all of that took place, and literally to call the man the modern-day Donald Sterling.
Yes, and I said the same thing. Because look at the parallels. You got dudes that's acting like they got ownership of players. And I'm going to tell you why. 13 years, Latrell Sprewell hadn't been in the Garden. He calls Latrell Sprewell up and gets him to come in the Garden. Oh, you don't feel like you're controlling guys by doing that? Oh, let me call this guy. I can get him on a flight. Vin Baker. 15 years hadn't talked to Vin Baker. Calls Vin Baker up sounding all sad according to Vin Baker. Gets Vin Baker to come up there. And he was barely a Knick. But it doesn't look like this dude is playing with the strings like he's on some kind of plantation and these are his slaves, so to say. Come on, man. Cut the shit, man. See, that's why I tell y'all, man, coon-ass niggas like Stephen A. Smith got to go, man.
Now you're inviting trouble. Not to mention...
Oh, you're inviting trouble. This is the same shit he was saying the other day about O.J. Simpson. Oh, O.J., you was found out guilty, but I can prove you was guilty. I could have beat Johnny Cochran. You should have just came out and but you wanted to stick your finger to the system, didn't you? He was found not guilty. And you just set up here yourself and said that Oak has a point. So Ticket TV, man. Get Stephen A. Smith, please, y'all. Please call that number, man. I cannot stand this dude one more day.
The fact that you're doing it on the eve of All-Star Weekend. You are Charles Oakley because of who you were as a New York Knick and what you meant to the New York Knicks, who are a part of the NBA. There's a bigger picture here and a bigger play. And the last thing I want to say about the matter is this, Max.
See, that's the buck dancing. It's a bigger picture here. See, that's the company corporate Stephen A. Smith speaking, right? That's the buck dancer. That's all of the buck dancing coming out, y'all. This is, oh man, we got to behave for the man now. The man came and apologized to you now. You got to behave.
Don't blame Charles Oakley for being upset. Charles Oakley does deserve an apology publicly from Dolan because Dolan said what he said about Charles Oakley publicly.
Okay, so then why is you sitting on here bumping your gums, yapping amok, if you know that? Obviously, the man wasn't quiet enough to do all that stuff he did in public with all them former players laughing and kikiing it up and saying what he had to say in public and having a basically a meeting in public saying what he said. Come on, man.
Just because you don't get everything you want doesn't mean you go off the rails and go to this point. Because when you do that, or think about what Charles Oakley is quoted as saying, y'all. Dolan alluded to him possibly being an alcoholic. I have said he's not an alcoholic. I've known him for 20 years. Michael Jordan.
Okay, so what is that? Huh? So if you say, see, this is what I told y'all, man. If I'm Charles Oakley, next time I see Stephen A. Smith, that whole shape up is gone. Ticket TV, man. All right, man, Ticket TV, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all you guys for helping my channel grow, man. Y'all retweet, my videos, pass my videos on social media, help the word spread, help the channel grow. You can hit me on that Facebook. Y'all see it up there in front of the screen in your face. Or you can hit me on the Twitter. All the links are below in the description box. Also, you can subscribe to my other channel as well. That link is below also. So hit me up. Over here is no buck dancing, no cooning.